All right, Zach, second of the gang, hanging out right now in the studio. Rachel Platten, hello, friend.
Zach.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I am doing incredible. I am so happy that you're here.
Thank you.
You are just so positive. You are so great. The smile on your face, your vibe. Wow.
Thanks, Zach. You're so sweet.
And I just watched you chug a bottle of water in a matter of seconds.
I didn't mean for that to be a spectacle. I just feel like that's as much water as I require at the moment.
Like, how do you figure out that you could just chug a bottle of water that fast? Is that something that you just randomly pick up, or
College, I think.
Okay, your life right now, like, seriously, it's fucking insane, isn't it?
My life is pretty insane right now. Yeah,
Like,
it's amazing.
Can you give me a few words on it? Like, summarize it for me.
Oh, I'm grateful and exhausted and fulfilled and happy. I don't know.
I feel like it shows. You've been going at this.
You're like, especially the exhausted partners. You look really tired.
and you're so grateful. You know what I mean? Because you've been doing the grind for over a decade.
Yeah.
The respect I have for you, Rachel, is on another level.
Thank you so much.
You know, I've been doing radio 8 years. I've seen artists come and go. They give up after a year or two.
Yeah.
But you kept going.
I kept going.
What was it at the end of the day? What was that passion?
I love that question. I was recently reading, I was home a little bit, and I read an old diary. Like I always wrote in journals. And I was reading these words that I wrote when I was, 23 or 24. And I wrote them, and they were describing my life, which sounded awful at the time. Yeah. But then at the end of it, I'd wrap myself around and get back to being psyched somehow. I don't know. And I think I always had this little voice in my head that loved what I was doing so much, and it didn't matter what level it was on, because I was still happy making music, even if it was like 5 people in a bar.
Isn't that how you know?
I think so, right?
You know, you ultimately, even if it's your passion is validated by one person, that's all it takes.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, if nobody validated your love or what you were doing or your art, you did it yourself.
At least you're doing it for yourself. I think that's the most important part. You know, I feel like this is what I'm meant to do in my life, and so the rest of it, like the recognition and the validation, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Truly, it doesn't matter.
But does it make it...
But it's awesome.
Yeah. I don't want to say make it worth it, because obviously that's not your motivation.
Yeah.
But it must be special, because you look back at your life, dude. Crazy. You're still in a van, and I'm like, next tour, no van.
I don't know. Everything's so changing so quickly after so long of the same thing that all of it feels kind of shocking. Like the fact that, maybe I will be on a bus next time, and that's exciting, and that's very real. That could happen. But that's wild to me, because, 7 months ago, I was about to play to 20 people at a house concert, and I was psyched to do it. I came to kind of terms with, all right, this is the level I get to do this on. And although it hurts my ego, and it hurts like that part of us that is like needs to be recognized, I did a lot of work on myself and was like, I don't need the rest of it, even though my ego thinks I need it. Yeah. I don't really need it. So
that's great to me. Seriously, because like that's just so nobody can say that, right? Like especially if you look at this industry, being able to put your ego aside completely and just focus on the art, and that's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Oh my gosh.
What is when you're
so cute? I love this guy.
Well, it makes me so, because I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Granted, I haven't been doing it over a decade, but I've been doing it 8 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
I've come to terms too, like early on, if I was doing a radio show out of my house and I said, you know what, if this is where this ends, or if this is where it stops, if this is where I plateau, as long as at the end of the day I'm doing something that I love.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't need to go any further than that.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I was happy.
Right.
What is your happiness today compared to where it was a year or two ago?
You know what's so strange? They always say like you reach a point where your happiness might increase, but then it kind of stops increasing. Like the more stuff you acquire and like the more famous you get, like it's not like it's exponentially climbing. But I am happier knowing that there's not that internal struggle and confusion. Yeah. Because there was honestly, like, even though I had like accepted, okay, maybe this is the level I get to do it on, it was still really confusing and hurtful to me. Like, and it was, the confusing part was, but I really believe in this stuff. Yeah. Why isn't anyone else believing in it? And that was the confusing part, because I'd like play these small gigs and people would be like, why are you not famous? And so I deal with those questions a lot. I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what's not, I don't know. That feels good.
Is that a compliment when somebody asks, why aren't you famous? Or
I
no?
think it's like kind of a compliment. I think if you're in a good place with it, like some nights after playing, my drummer Craig is here with me. We've been playing together for like 9 years. And some nights after playing those small bars and gigs, like, I don't know, to sports bars where there's like 5 people in a smoking bar. You know, sometimes someone would come up and say something like that. And it depends on the night. Like if the night had been amazing just for the two of us and we had a great time on stage and left that night, which happened a lot. We'd leave that night just feeling psyched because we played music for 3 hours.
Of course.
Then someone would say that to me and I'd be like, thank you, man. Thanks. I'm glad you felt like that. But if the night was hard and it was a struggle, then it would hurt. Yeah. So I'd be like, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Rejection is a bitch.
Oh, it's so much of it. Yeah.
How do you feel now? Do you feel like you've proved the people who have rejected you, wrong?
I think there's like a part of me that I don't like to admit that sure that's there.
Told you so.
A little bit. I think that's like an ugly feeling, but I think it's, if I'm being honest, that it's maybe a little bit like my ego's like but then not really. I kind of am more just happy that it worked and to the other people who didn't believe me before, or the labels that said no, or the people that said no, I don't really blame them. I don't know if I was ready before. I don't know if I had the songs before. If I'm being honest, I don't think I.
When you would leave those meetings and you would get rejected, I know what I do now or what I did. You probably questioned yourself. You analyzed every song. You analyzed how the meeting went.
I cry so hard. It was so hard.
Really?
It was so hard. Yeah, you just question everything about yourself for a couple days, and then this is the part. This is why I didn't give up, because then I'd only allow myself that for, I don't know, a day or two. And then Craig and I would go on a walk or something, or I'd go talk to my family, or I'd find it in myself. Yeah. And I'd reaffirm which fight song was. It was like this reaffirmation, it's declaration, like, screw it. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to do this. And I do a lot of charity work. Yeah. Like I'd sing in hospitals to patients' bedside. And so if I got a particularly harsh rejection, I'd go and make sure I did some charity. And this is not about me. Rachel, this is not about you needing to be validated. This is about what gift you can give to someone. So that helped.
That's amazing.
How do you come to terms with that system in your mind? Meditation, self-exploration.
All of that, yeah.
I mean, that's on another level. To think on that level and that's a realization. You know what I mean? That's special. How does somebody come to terms with that?
I've been working really hard at that stuff. Yeah. Really, really hard. I think I meditate and I read a lot of self-help books. I love the self-help section in a bookstore. My bookshelf is crazy at home. My nightstand table, I look like a crazy person. It's really not okay.
I'm just trying to get better.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do well, man. Just trying to get by. It's like how to breathe, how to accept, how to be happy. It's like, Jesus, lady. No, but I do a lot of work on myself. And I spend time every day, just reminding myself what I'm doing here, what my purpose is, what I'm meant to do. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
You know what? I was thinking yesterday, I was watching some of your recent television appearances, and I was watching Good Morning America yesterday, and that was your first TV appearance. And I'm looking at the crowd, and, it's, we're fighting for, our patients, and we're fighting, for, the military. The power, the impact that fight song has, it's remarkable.
Thank you.
It's like a movement.
Oh.
Is there pressure a part of that? Knowing that this song means so much to so many people?
Yeah, there's definitely pressure to make sure that I can be there for all those people.
Yeah.
Because people write me and then I feel pressure to respond enough and give them enough love back.
Of course.
And make sure that I'm good enough or worthy enough of what someone might attribute to me. But
of course.
But then also there's not pressure, because then someone reminds me, like a best friend will remind me, well, you already did what you need to do, which was write the song. Yeah. So anything else is extra. But I don't know. It is hard because I want to make sure I give as much love as I think everyone needs and deserves.
I mean, just the whole thing is your first TV appearance is performing a song that is so impactful, and I feel like it's a song for a generation. This song is not something that's going to go away in a year. It's going to stay around for a while. Do you think about that impact daily every time you hear it or when you're performing it?
No, that's crazy. No, thank you. I don't know if that's true. That's amazing. I don't know. I don't know.
I love it.
I feel like that's a crazy thing to say.
But here's the deal. Again, being in radio and you being in music, very few songs come around that have an impact like this.
Yeah.
Or a message. That's the bottom line, right?
And like we saw you at the Teen Choice Awards, and you had all those kids come up with like each one had a different sign for each.
Cool.
It was so cool.
That was cool.
It's so cool that
amazing.
Yeah, and it's so cool that like it means something, for so many different little sections of people too. You know what I mean?
Can I tell you the truth?
Yeah.
I don't think about it every day because my life is moving too fast. Things are moving,
course.
But when at moments like this, like you guys are really touching me. Like that really, like I cry. That's amazing. Hearing you say those things is like, I don't know, it's really incredible. I don't get to check in a lot and
of course.
Like, process what's going on. So.
This is a journey, dude. I can only imagine everything on is there any self-reflection? Is there any moment to just sit there and just kind of soak it in like a sponge at all?
People keep telling me to. When I meditate,
yeah.
Yes, but I don't really. It's not like I'm sitting there congratulating myself
of
in
course.
meditation. I'm more like calming myself down and like kind of resetting myself and shaking off like whatever. Because I'm so mean to myself, like we all are.
Really?
Yeah, like aren't we all? Don't we all have demons in our head and we say mean things to ourselves?
I moved out of my house, living alone for the first time ever. I realized how much time I have with my own brain.
Yeah.
Dude, you can analyze and pick apart and really treat yourself like shit.
Seriously. So it's not a lot. My brain's not a lot like, nailed it, Rach. You're really killing it out there.
You got this,
Rach. I like your like inner voice being like, go get him, Rach.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm more like, in my meditation, I'm more like, shut up so I can breathe and like try to give more of this. I don't know.
Now, okay, next single, new album.
Oh, I have a new single coming out in a couple weeks.
Okay, tell me about it. Tell me everything.
Okay.
By the way, I listened to your EP and it was beautiful.
Thank you.
And I'm excited for the album.
Thank you. Me too.
Tell me about it.
So excited. So the album's coming out in the fall. Before that, we're releasing a new single.
Okay.
Can I tell them the name of the single? Right? When is this released?
This is the place.
When is this interview airing?
Monday.
Yeah. I don't know. It's up to her.
65 radio stations. Yeah.
she looks so confused.
I'll talk. Is that cool? Hey, you decide. Okay, we can always
the name of it.
We can always cut it out later if you want.
Cool. All right. Cool. It's called "Stand by You."
Okay.
And it should be out soon. And I'm so excited about it. I'm really proud of it, and I'm just as proud of it as I was a Fight It song. So,
is it like a similar song in the way that like it supports like activism or is it
well,
different?
you know what's the interesting part is that I feel like it's a perfect follow up because whereas Fight Song is this song where I'm fighting for I'm fighting to like not give up on myself.
Yeah.
Stand by You is like, okay, I did that work and now I'm here and I'm solid and I can be the hands that catch you if you need to fall.
That's great.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the perfect sequel.
Yeah.
Message-wise.
So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Like I'm not as flailing. I actually feel like more solid and I could support someone.
That's great.
Okay, let's talk about music. And I know I don't want to keep you too long because I feel like I can talk to you for hours because seriously, the EP was great.
Cute.
Your story's amazing.
Thank you.
I've done a lot of research. You're great.
That's so cool that you did that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's our thing here. But the EP, but it was special. Like I was tearing up at the Good Morning America performance last night, and I was just watching a ton of interviews. Like, great, it's just spectacular. Okay, but when you're writing, songs are so personal.
Yeah.
Do you go into a writing session? How do you do it? Like, are you taking notes as life experiences hit you? Do you just go into a studio and do it straight out there? Like, what is your process? What is it like?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I do work where so I'll have my iPhone and I have melodies floating in my head all the time.
Yeah.
So if I'm open, like feeling like an open channel that day, not to be too hippie about it, then I'll if I'm open to receiving stuff, then they'll come through and I sing stuff into my iPhone all day long, like little melodies, and then I'll bring them into a writing session and look through them. Literally, just scroll through and what does this one sound like? Sometimes they're crazy.
Wow.
And they're like me on an airplane being like, I'm like, delete. I don't know what the hell that was. But other times they're special. And then I'm like, ooh, that was a good one.
So do you need to open yourself up in order for those moments to happen?
I think it depends where I'm at. So right now I'm not in a particularly creative place.
Okay.
I'm more in a performing zone and promo zone and talking about stuff zone.
Yeah.
But the past 2.5 years, I was in a really like just creation. I didn't do any interviews. I didn't do any shows.
Yeah.
I literally, as if I locked myself in a cabin, but I was in LA. You know, I just wrote songs.
Okay.
And I felt like a faucet turned on, and there was a lot
Wow.
of songs. But now I haven't written a song in like a couple months. So
this album is solely based on all the work that you've done over the past few years.
yes,
Okay.
this album is like the past 2 years,
And
2.5 years.
What do you do to get into the creative zone?
I
Different way-
I just do the work. I
Okay.
just show up. I show up and I do the work. And
Okay.
I am diligent about it. Like I'm dedicated and I don't let myself get out of
Got
of the chair or leave the room until the song's done.
You stay focused.
I stay focused.
Are you working with the same producer, or are you working with different producers?
Right now, this album, I'm doing it all with one producer, the
Cool.
producer that did Fight Song, like old fashioned.
Awesome.
It's amazing. It's really incredible because he helped me find my voice
Yeah.
for Fight Song. You know, I had that song written and the bulk of it was done by me alone, but he took it and he took the demo that I made and just made it incredible. Like
Really?
brought those drums and helped me move some of the parts of the song around, and I think truly helped me find my sound, which was something that
Yeah.
I'd struggled with for a long time.
So you're delivering lyrics. He's doing the production of it.
He's doing the production. Yeah, I write the music too. Yeah.
Is there a story through these songs? Are they all connected? Is there a through line? I mean,
No, I think the thread is that they're all pretty honest
Yeah.
and really heartfelt, and I take lyrics really seriously, and I don't let myself get away with something that might be easy in rhymes. Like
Yeah.
it needs to be, I don't know.
they need to be impactful.
They need to be
have meaning.
impactful, or if they're not, they don't all need to be like the heaviest, like
Of
slam
course.
dunks, but they need to feel real in a way,
Yeah.
and like worthy of being in the song. I edit a lot.
Really?
I'll like write something, but it's not good enough for me unless it's been edited, I don't know, so many times. Fight Song took 1.5 years to write.
I was gonna say, how many
Wow.
takes? Wow, 1.5 years.
Yeah, that was the longest. I mean,
Do
that
you-
was a beast.
Do you know what it
Paid off,
started
though.
as?
What'd you say?
Do you have the lyrics from the original? Like, do you,
Oh yeah.
Do you have the
Yeah,
first
I
cut
have so
of
many
Fight
versions.
Song?
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah.
Really?
Although my publisher, to her credit,
Yeah.
her name's Amanda Berman. She heard it first, and my manager heard it too, and he was like, "That's a great chorus," but she was like, "This is a smash. This
Yeah.
song is a smash," and she liked the way it was. It wasn't good enough the way it was. My manager was like, "Okay, this chorus is amazing. You need to go rewrite those verses."
Wow.
And between the two of them, like neither of them would let me give up on the song, and I wrote maybe 6 different verses. I wrote a couple with
Whoa.
my drummer. I wrote a couple with producers in New York. And then ultimately it had to be me. Like I
Yeah.
had to go learn. I took lessons in Logic, and
You-
I learned Pro Tools and I learned Logic so that I could produce the demo because producers weren't giving me the sounds I wanted.
That's incredible. Wait,
It was just like this horrendous, awful, incredible journey through that, just for that one song.
I love the fact that you went and you taught yourself how to do it.
I got a teacher, but yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
like, that's how you know. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like, that's, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Thank you.
And now you know. Have you been doing it yourself, throughout the album, or are you splitting it up?
For some of the songs, I'd made like baby demos, and
Okay.
I'll like submit ideas of drums that I want to hear.
Cool.
And I'll go and like flesh out some ideas. But honestly, John's so talented
Yeah.
and so incredible that it's been interesting because for the first 4 songs on the EP, I was contributing more.
Yeah.
And now that I'm busy and on the road, I'm kind of just leaving them in John's hands. Like, hey, here are these babies.
Yeah.
And I sang the vocal.
Okay.
And it feels strange for me because I've been separated from the production process.
Yeah.
But it's actually worked out incredibly well. He's amazing and he knows my voice.
Awesome.
So,
He's your nanny. You
He's
know what
incredible,
I mean?
yeah.
These are your babies.
he's the best. I trust him with them. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
there anyone in this industry that you really look up to right now that you would want to collaborate with?
I look up to, some people that I might not collaborate with, but Sia, I just love her artistry
She's
and
great.
I would love to do a collaboration with her. I think she's such an amazing writer.
I think the two together,
That would be so cool.
that'd be dope.
Whoa.
The
I hope that
difference in
happens.
sounds, yeah.
That'd be cool.
And Taylor Swift, you guys are friends?
I love Taylor's music and Taylor's vibe. She's an incredible woman. Yeah.
Are you gonna hit her show this weekend?
I was going
I'm
to ask that.
Supposed to go tonight, but I'm feeling really tired.
Really?
And I might be lame. It's my like one night off for
Hey.
20 days. I think I might go to sleep, but cause she's like gonna be really busy tonight because it's the first night at Staples Center. So, but I might go.
What is that ditch text like? How do you bail that? You know what? Whenever we need to bail.
She wouldn't care. She's
Really?
She's so cool.
So do you say, can't go, gotta sleep? Or do you go, make up a lie, got diarrhea, can't do it? Or something like that. Like, that's what I would do.
No. I'm terrible at lies. I go way too elaborate if I try to lie.
Me too. You gotta plan out every single.
Like way too many details.
Back to the inception.
I don't need all those. All that information.
You're gonna send her a paragraph that's just an entire lie.
Like the whole thing's a lie.
It's all false. How's your tour been with Kobe Calais and Christina Perri?
It's been amazing. I can't believe it's almost done. We've done the whole summer and we have 3 days left, 3 shows left.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's been incredible.
Where are the stops? Never mind.
Reno, Northern California, a couple vineyards.
And then you did LA last night.
Yeah, the Greek. That was really fun.
Oh my God, the Greek is the best.
It was amazing.
It is my favorite venue in America.
When you step on stage at the Greek, what goes through your mind? Is there a flashback to you performing in front of like 3 people at a bar?
I said it. I said that exact thing on stage yesterday.
Really?
I looked around and I said, you don't even know how many dive bars I've played in this city. This is wild to me right now.
Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Hey, Rachel Platten, you're a really good egg.
Thanks, Zach. You too.
We really like you. You should come back and hang with us more.
Hey-o.
You gonna perform?
Yeah, I would love to.
I'm pumped.
Okay.
Do your thing.
I need more water, though.
We'll get you water, don't worry.
I just will wrap it all
Call back.
up,
Full circle.